a season 2 is dropping on July 1st with a completely different way to play the Illuvium game. Now, we don't actually know a whole lot about what these missions might look like, but I'm hoping TSG or maybe someone in the audience can give us some insights into what we're looking at here. So how's it going today, man? Just for anyone who doesn't know, TSG just got back from a week-long break from work, basically, yeah.
I'm glad to be back, man. I took some time off. Had to deal with some stuff, some family stuff, but yeah, no, I'm back. Very excited. Came back to a bunch of news, a bunch of things dropping. Like you say, this change in Airdrop for pre-mainnet launch. Very excited about it. But yeah, we'll dive into it a little bit deeper as we go through.
I can't wait. I think Illuvium's in a really good position, and really it's easy to forget that we're like less than a month away from the game's release now, which is just insane to say the least. We've been here for a long time. Let's put it that way. So let's jump into the first one. As anyone who doesn't remember, like I did not remember, there is a monthly leak video on the last Thursday of every month, but it sounds like Rich has some bad news for us on that front. But hopefully it comes next Thursday. So hopefully just before the next episode of the download, we will have the monthly leaks from June. Yes. So the other time is Johnny has been opening a bunch of discs in the Illuvium Beyond Discord. If you like getting your dopamine hits from opening the discs and things like that, Johnny is doing it all on his own. So go in there, have a look. He's got some awesome stuff. You can even scroll up. He's got a heap more stuff that he opened over the course of a few hours, which is really funny to me, but he loves it. Anyways, the other thing is that there will be more updates on this next week in regards to Illuvium Zero, blueprints, and all of the rest of it. Have you tried the latest Illuvium Zero build?
Yes, I have. I don't know what else you want me to say there, but yes, I have.
Are the new features really fun, or are they a little bit more of the same?
They enhance the game by quite considerably. So I haven't done a fully deep dive into all of the new stuff. But the last time I have played it, like it's increased the retention quite considerably with the stuff that they have. So I think it's a pretty strong foundation for us to start off with. I mean, I look at things like Mavia and how they did. I think what we have, and especially how it's for landholders specifically, how it's tied into the land and tied into the fuel economy and things like that. I can see landholders being pretty addicted and seeing a lot of other players wanting to get involved in that on a land point of view, on a fuel point of view as well. So yeah, I'm very much happier with the product where it is now compared to where it was prior, is what I can say.
I'm looking forward to trying a lot of the new systems, especially not many city builders or city builders on mobile, at least, have really gone down the road of making things like roads and interconnected buildings and stuff a part of the gameplay. Clash of Clans and Heroes of Mavia are included, where they're a little bit more focused on the PvP, but we've never really had a great city builder that's focused on the optimization and stuff like that. So I really hope that Illuvium doubles down on that really well. So I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, this might be a leak, and if no one else knows about it, it's I just won't say anything else. But has anything about power been mentioned publicly yet?
They've talked about how they've changed it up a bit. The last I remember seeing is that there'll be big power plants and small power plants, which will have somewhat different effects. And the way efficiency is calculated might be slightly different, but I'm not sure on anything else.
But yeah, there's a few things like that which again play into the strategy of it, how you actually optimize. So I think even the players, I think you were a part of that when LAN first came out. There was a group in Discord that was just jamming it all day, every day, figuring out how to optimize. I think even those guys that did learn how to optimize back then, it's a different game. It's a different strategy, I should say now. So that they're going to have a bunch to learn again.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people were doing some of the exploits as well. So those will all be removed, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think that the picking up and moving it, I don't think that's a thing anymore. I haven't tried it myself, but
that was never intended to be a thing. I just don't know if it's going to be in this upcoming beta before they go on chain. When it's on chain, it won't be there, but before then, I have no idea. So the next thing we've got is that Aaron has floated the idea of making non-alluvial skins like a gold skin. Now, he hasn't made it completely clear if this is going to be exclusive to Illuvium Zero, and he has said some cosmetics are not going to come from Illuvium Zero because it doesn't make sense. Even giving away his prizes and things like that. But I like the idea of having all these sorts of blueprints that aren't alluvials based as well as the alluvial based ones. And there's actually even more details on this. Aaron went into great depth about some of the changes coming to Illuvium Zero in regards to blueprints and that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm going to summarize it for you because I'm a great guy. But basically,
cheers.
He's changing it so you don't actually need to research the different stages when it comes to a blueprint. So, for example, you might find Atlas, and the existing plan was once you found Atlas, you need to research the stage 1 Atlas and the stage 2 Atlas and the stage 3 Atlas, and they progressively get more harder and things like that. And so that he thought might have been too tedious or wasn't that fulfilling. And so they're actually removing that. Once you find Atlas, you get all 3. He did clarify later, I think I have it in a different message, he did clarify that this does not include things like Axon and Axodon. So you will need to find Atlas, Axon, and Axodon to find their individual suits.
Right.
But the 3 stages of them are still included in Atlas.
So a stage 1, I forget what, like photon suit. I don't even know if that's a real thing anymore. But like a stage 1 photon suit, stage 2 photon suit, and the stage 3. Instead of having to do all 3, your Atlas research would be applicable to all 3. Is that what you mean?
Yes, but not just that. I believe it will actually apply to every suit. And so
Atlas
research is the Atlas skin for everything.
Yeah, cool. Makes sense.
So what Aaron said is they essentially cut down the amount of research by 3 times. But then what he said is that thanks to the community and some ideas floated, I saw this idea floated a week or 2 ago. I thought it was awesome and it kind of obvious, but I'm glad someone said it. Is Aaron said that they're thinking of adding hollows instead. And so now you can research all 3 stages of a suit at once. And then you can also find the hollow version of that and research all 3 of them, and find the dark hollow of that and research all 3 of them, which is a lot more exciting and much better for the market as well, where
I like it.
That sort of stuff makes a lot more sense. Let's just put it that way. So overall, significant improvement to the way blueprints are going to work. I have no idea. He doesn't know how long it's going to take for hollows to get added in and things like that, but I'm really looking forward to that because that is like next level, especially if you start going down the battle royale route, then you can show off hollow suits and things in an arena, which would be really cool as well. So really
I think
looking forward to this.
Yeah, not just battle royale, but multiplayer of any kind, right? Yeah. 100%. And I'll just touch on this very quickly. I do think the idea of cosmetics not from Zero is also very important. I think it opens up a bunch of opportunities even for influencer collaborations and such. Let me think of someone. Mr. Beast, like having a Mr. Beast suit, that's probably not going to come from Zero, but having that done from the DAO directly opens up that collaborative kind of avenue. So yeah, I agree with that. There's a bunch of things you can do that way.
Well, yeah, I've always loved the idea of grand prizes too. For example, with the Team Liquid tournament that has $100,000 prize pool, I couldn't care less about that. I mean, like, it would be fantastic, obviously. But if they have, like, the top prize is a 1-of-1 NFT that you could attach to your Ranger, that's what I would care about more than the $100,000 prize pool. That would be insanely cool, like a piece of history. You know what I mean? So it's that sort of stuff that excites me. So
for sure.
The next thing, we've actually got some details I managed to discuss with Aaron about. So regarding the Gauntlet, I asked if Gauntlet will have the carousel and creep rounds. Now, let me know in the chat really quickly if you want me to do some research on TFT and try and give you some heads up on how to play Gauntlet before the game even comes out, because I've been thinking about doing that. So, but basically, they will have creep rounds. So for anyone who hasn't played TFT, every few rounds you battle a bunch of NPC enemies. They're usually pretty easy, but essentially that's how you get your items that you equip to your different alluvials. And so the other thing is the carousel, which is kind of like a catch-up mechanic. If you're doing really poorly in the game, you can go into the carousel and get something you might really need, which will help you catch up in the game. And so they will be adding these things to Gauntlet, which was some of those more niche elements of TFT. Well, for anyone who doesn't know, the carousel I don't think was always in TFT since day one. And so these are a little bit more niche elements of TFT that I weren't sure were going to come into Gauntlet day one. And it sounds like they're being built into it very quickly. Not every feature will be there, but those are included. He also says that the first version will be just the core features because they had to do weapons and suit adjustments and things like that. And they also want to have a drone augment called Killer Cuties, which means that when you fuse an Illuvium, it stays looking like a stage 1, but gets extra strength. Basically, he wants to nuke the board with Elfie. But what's interesting here is the drone augments, which are also they also have the board-wide augment effects in TFT. Again, something that didn't come into TFT until several seasons after their initial launch. So it's interesting to see that we're going really hard into this and trying to add in every single element, even though I've heard it's buggy. But at least they're going to be trying to add in all this stuff, fix the bugs, and get a really fun game out day one. What do you think, man?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll be honest. Like I said, I came back to work today, so I haven't tested out Gauntlet yet. Hoping to try it out later tonight and get a couple games in, just to get my first impressions of it. I say horrible TFT player. I think that's just understating it. I legitimately have played one TFT game in my life and uninstalled it immediately after. So I don't know if I'll be any good, but I'm keen to check it out at the very least and see what that feels like. But based on the feedback that I have heard, it's funny. I was seeing something on Discord about someone commenting something about how we say everything is like the best game in the world. I don't think we've done that. Maybe we have.
Kieran really has.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's part of his job, but yeah, I think like we try to stay objective. But yeah, based on the feedback that I have seen, like it is the consensus amongst the team is quite positive. So yeah, I'm keen to get my hands on it as well and really just see what it's about.
Yeah, Kieran's been less hype man lately as well, which has been quite good. But even on Twitter in particular, he said that he thought it was really awesome, although it's really buggy, and so he can't really judge it yet. It's really hard for him to judge, and I totally get what he means, and I hope you guys in the audience also get what he means. I'm looking forward to being able to play it. I'm just really eager. I think they need to fix all as many bugs as they possibly can first. I don't think releasing a buggy version of it's going to be helpful.
Yeah.
But I'm like so biased that I would probably say release it anyways. You know what I mean? I would have to abstain from that council vote. But but yeah. So here's another one is Aaron talks about a graphics update that will be coming because he definitely thinks there are some bugs around where certain graphics cards aren't performing as well as you might expect them to. And he knows there are some fixes for graphics problems coming in the future. So there's always this sort of stuff coming up, especially for MacBooks and stuff like that as well. I've seen a lot of comments about that. And the other thing is drones. And many people thought that the drone determined your faction. So for anyone who's not aware, there are 4 drones and 3 factions. At the start of the game, you will pick one of 3 drones.
Repeat that again. Repeat those numbers.
There are 4 drones and 3 factions.
I don't know if this is public. I'm pretty sure. Where did you get? Okay, cool. Never mind.
That's from my memory. I could be wrong.
Okay, I don't know if it's public, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 factions. I don't know if this is a leak.
Oh no, wait. But it's just 4 factions right here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. I was like, am I tripping up? Yeah, 4 factions and 3 drones. Plus,
well, there's 4 drones. Yeah. So what he describes here is that you get to pick one of 3 drones, not including Mozart. Mm-hmm. So one of the other 3 drones, and then later on the game, you are able to acquire Mozart. And so it's going to be a part of these progression mechanics. And he says it's going to be quite rare or hard to get. I don't know exactly what he means, but I'm looking forward to seeing kind of the systems that play into that. I think that's going to be quite interesting. But I'm looking forward to getting more attached to my drone. I think they all have really great personality, and I think they've done a really good job. I'm looking forward to seeing them get more involved into the world building as far as story and storytelling goes.
Yeah, I think the drone progression is going to be going to play a massive part in that as well. As that more of that gets unveiled. I think that that's going to really build that bond between you and that drone.
Hmm. So the other thing is Kieran has said that a third party is still working on a scholarship system for Illuvium because they don't
Hmm.
have the bandwidth internally to do it. We have really little, this has been the case for like 3 years and we've heard basically nothing about it. And so I'm extremely skeptical on this. I don't think it's happening. And I think the Illuvium team is eventually going to do it, but that's just my guess.
It
But yeah,
based on what I know, it is happening. Based on the conversations that I'm in with the people that are meant to be on top of that. I don't know if we can name names just yet, but it absolutely is happening.
it was originally Polemos. Is it still Polemos?
I'm not able to say yes or no regarding that.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to or not. I'd rather just be cautious than gung ho about it.
We shall move on then. The other thing is Kieran has said that cheaters in the Illuvium ecosystem will be banned, and any accounts that they send alluvials to that are affiliated with them will also be banned. It's very easy to track this stuff on the blockchain, and Kieran and the team will make sure those people aren't getting points. I trust that shouldn't be too difficult, to be honest. And so now we get onto the bulk of this current episode of the download. We get into the new transition of Illuvium into Airdrop Season 2 when it loads. Okay, so we've got missions and tasks. So in preseason 1, the amount of ILV for it is actually going to be 20,000 tokens as promised, and then an extra 10,000 tokens is going to be onto Season 2 of the Illuvium airdrop. I know one of the biggest questions I've seen is, are our accounts going to be reset? And although it has not been confirmed or denied, they can't actually take the NFTs away from you. So
The
99.99% chance it is not going to be reset.
Yeah, your progress, as far as I'm aware, won't be reset, but your points will. So you won't be starting. Let's say you have, I don't know, 1,000,000 airdrop points today or on June 30th. As soon as it takes over to July 1st, your airdrop points go back to 0, and you start back fresh. So if you are playing, you still do, I guess, have an advantage in terms of you have items and stuff that you can work with. But you'll still be starting from 0 like everyone else in terms of the airdrop points, and you'll be competing for the missions the same way everyone else would. So no, you won't be losing progress is the answer to that question.
So Web3 Gaming TV just asked in chat, do either of you know the likelihood of hollow airdrop points being nerfed? I can tell you that
Hollow.
the
Oh,
hollow airdrop points.
yeah, do you want me to take this one? Or
I was
do you want to take
just
it?
going to say the council's been talking about it, but I can't really say either way. Do you have more?
Okay. Nah, we'll leave it at that.
Damn, I feel like I just stripped some alpha from the community.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. It is in discussions. Personally, I think it's a little bit late in the game to do it, is what I would say. I think the team would have liked to, but it might just cause more confusion than benefit at this stage. That's all. So it's going to be interesting.
Considering it ends in 2.5 days, I concur.
Yeah, it's pretty much where I sit with it. Okay. So the collect them all alluvial points and the hollow dark hollow points will be cut off on July 1st, as we just said. And the 3-month vesting period begins on June 30, which I did not realize they're actually going to give out these airdrop tokens pretty much straight away. And we start going to the next season. I thought they would hold off that until the end of season 2, but it looks
Nope.
like they're going full swing into it. So it's really cool to see that the airdrop systems are now in place digitally and stuff like that, which actually builds up trust with the community. The community can be like, okay, if I farm this next airdrop, I know when the airdrop finishes, I'm going to be able to claim those tokens. There's no worrying about, is the dashboard going to be ready in 6 or 12 months, you know? So that's really cool to see. And the systems are in place. They're concrete now. I love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty much simple. Basically, it's going to be based around all about missions. And so it's going to be mission focused. And so there'll be a Discord update and things like that. So there'll be various new tasks and rewards, enhancing your gameplay experience and keeping you engaged. There'll be daily and weekly tasks to make sure you're playing lots, to keep the gameplay dynamic with various missions from casual to extreme difficulty. If they're anything like what the missions we've already seen, they're going to be a bit weird, like craft 10 of this same weapon, which was always pretty funny. But anyways.
I'm really hoping that isn't going to be in there.
There will also be milestones, which are long-term milestones that award more points and even point multipliers. I expect things like capturing lines of alluvials might factor into that. So that'll be really interesting. And time-limited missions, also very interesting. So I only have one issue with something like missions-based airdrop, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that is difficulty. If it's too easy to complete your 3 daily missions every single day, it's going to become one of those weird airdrops where it doesn't reward skilled play or those who understand the game and those who are really engaged with it. It's just log in, do a few things, log out, and so on. I don't think it's going to be like that, but there's definitely a spectrum here, and I want the stealing to be really high. Like every single week, you've got like a bunch of tier 5 stage 3 alluvials you need to capture, like some really high stuff, and capture 10 dark hollows and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, that would be the case if we didn't have weekly and milestones as well. The fact that you could have simple daily missions is not an issue if the weekly missions require a little bit more skill as well as the milestones. So yes, everyone could complete the dailies, but maybe not everyone's going to complete the weeklies and the milestones, which is where that disparity is going to come from. So what you're saying is accurate, and it would be the case if the other two options weren't available.
What I have seen in other projects that I think hasn't really helped much with the weekly and milestone type stuff is when they give a disproportionately low amount of points. For example, the daily missions give you 100 points, and then the weekly gives you like a 100-point bonus on top. That would be really weird. Like the weekly mission should be like 10,000 in comparison. Like it should be really high. Or it should be proportionately like you're going for that. The daily is just the stuff you do along the way, not the other way around.
Yeah. Yo, by the way, I'll say this quickly. Gabba Beast, if you have 4 million views on Bilibili, I'm in China. I am also the influencer manager. Drop me a message on Discord. Let's see what we can do.
Wait, how do you know he has 4? Oh.
One of the messages.
What the hell's Bilibili?
Bilibili is the Chinese YouTube. More like the Chinese Twitch. Bilibili is the Chinese Twitch.
Cool.
Yeah, so Gabba, message me.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, you can even send me an email and I'll put you through. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one on this scenario is actually the Epoch 9 and evaluations have just closed, and all of the details are out now. And Epoch 10 is right around the corner. I think nominations and elections and things are like about a month away from just like beginning that cycle, which is quite interesting. So we can see the two here. I'm not going to go into great detail. If you want to see them for yourself, you can jump in. But we got the 2 nomination things in here. And so the other thing is, as we start to get to the different community content from people, I really love this tweet from Super, and he actually quote retweeted his Brightland Steps one, but he explored the entire map and revealed it and then posted it on Twitter. It's really cool. I love to see it in this form. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will just say, Gabba, that TSG Illuvium and Gaming is me. So just message me directly on Discord.
I am Scoriox on Discord. You're welcome to add me and talk to me. I'm always down to have a chat with anyone, especially creators and things like that. So the next one we've got here is this. Now, I need your take on this. Chuko versus Matmu. Surely Chuko wins.
I would say that.
Chuko's the one with the blind, right?
I actually don't know what I don't know why you call it Chuko. I would say Choco, but I don't know what it does. I know it does the rogue thing, like it does the disappearing act. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't spent too much time. I haven't caught Amatu yet, Mamu. So I actually don't know how he would. I've got a couple of Chocos, not Mamu. So I'm gonna choose Choco for the Australian side of me.
Yeah, the only thing is Matmu's Omega, I'm sure, does a decent amount of damage, and so maybe it can get the clutch. But yeah, I reckon Chuko probably wins. I'm gonna call him Chuko. I don't care.
do whatever you want.
So the next thing is the number of alluvial holders is still steadily increasing. If this stopped increasing or like slowed down the pace too much, I would be a little bit concerned. But it's great to see that even more people are jumping into Illuvium every single day, which is really exciting. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the other thing is I made this really lengthy post.
Whoa.
You guys should go like. All about how Gauntlet is going to make Illuvium significantly better than it would have been otherwise. It is the perfect storm for Illuvium. Go give that a read if you haven't already. I'm not going to read through it all now. I'm sorry. But this one is actually a really good housekeeping post as well from Splendor here, where Splendor says that if anyone is having issues with Illuvium freezing during the auto battler, go to Sanctum Mesa and unequip all equipment, weapons, suits, alluvial stone upgrades, and gear. Exit all menus and return all of your items, but make sure your basic suit and pistol are still there. There seems to be some sort of weird bug that's causing people issues, and there has been a solution found, and Splendor is sharing that with everyone. So go show that some love. I'll copy the thing, go repost it or whatever. I'll repost it right now. Yeah, go show it some love. And Jared, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap that up? That's all I have for today.
Amazing. Nah, not much, man. I'm just excited. A couple of weeks left to go. Everyone's just hyper focused. I shouldn't even be on here, to be completely honest, but here I am. I'll try and make it the next couple of weeks. There's a high chance I'll have to skip a couple of them, but I'll try and pop in once a fortnight or something just to add what I can. That might not already be known to the public. So yeah, just excited. Excited for the next couple of weeks.
The last question from me is, have you heard anything internally about when Gauntlet might be going out for testing?
As you know, we've started internal testing. So the obvious answer is the moment it's ready, we'll put it out to probably those most trusted community members first for stage 1 of that testing. When that is, 1, I wouldn't be able to tell you even if I did know. But 2, the honest answer is I'm not entirely sure just yet. But I mean, with it being a couple of weeks away, it can't be that far out.
Hopefully we get to test it like early July. That would be really exciting. And with that, the download is complete. Have a good one.